Our thoughts, well beyond that, our subconscious beliefs, have the ability to not only drive action, but also affect our mental, emotional, and physical bodies, all the way down to the cellular level. I remember growing up and my mother telling me the worst thing I could do in life was lie. And if I did, she would know because my tongue would turn black. Very clear that she gave me life and therefore could take it away. I avoided telling lies like the plague. Now, as an adult, even the tiniest fib will evoke a visceral response. My heart will pulse, my stomach turn, my tongue will even swell, simply because I know I'm not being honest. I remember concocting a story to get my mother to a surprise party and having all of those reactions happen in turn. Consciously, I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, but my body was responding to a different story. During early childhood development, from about 2 to 5 years old, everything we perceive and experience is stored in our subconscious minds, as if they were facts. Later on, as adults, when we think we're making our own decisions, it's really that inner 5-year-old who's driving the show, influencing how we think in the first place, and therefore how we feel and what we do. So everyone, close your eyes for a moment. Connect to the natural rhythm of your breath. Feel it entering and leaving your body. Feel the pulsation of your heart. And now imagine that you and I have traded places. I'm back in the audience, sitting down, all relaxed, and you're up here with a few hundred eyes, all pointing in your direction, with an expectation that you're gonna say something good. Feel it right now in your body. I can guess that the introverts in the audience, or those who have a fear of public speaking, which is quite common, may feel a little uncomfortable. It only takes a moment to trigger your stress response, and that will lead to an array of negative effects. Long-term chronic stress can decrease brain function, slow your metabolism, create digestive problems. It will raise your blood pressure, increase inflammation, stop your immune response, and even lower your libido, all leading to cancer, heart disease, and the leading causes of death in this country, this world. On the converse, the inner public speakers in the audience might feel quite good. Enjoy it. You just got a shot of happy hormones that will not only make you feel better, but enhance your health. The same way stress kills, our happy hormones will support our immune system. The fact is, though, that it's the same situation that has the ability to evoke two totally different responses, simply based on what's going on in your subconscious mind and therefore directing your nervous system. When I was younger, my father always said he would die at 57 because that's the age his father passed away, and all the men in his family died young. My mother, on the converse, boasted that she would live until 113, and I quote, "The flu was afraid to enter her body, so she would never get sick." 3 packs of cigarettes, a liter of Diet Coke, and a bag of potato sticks every day for 15 years growing up, my mother was in great shape, never sick, and now at 68 is a beacon of health for her age. Now I'm gonna take some credit. She since stopped smoking because of me. She now eats vegetables, thank you, and she takes some yoga classes at the studio I own. But I am very clear that her attitude and mindset is even a greater confounding factor influencing her health. My father, back in the 90s, was New York State champion for kickboxing and form. He woke up early every day to either work out or go to church. He said that's where he found his zen. He did yoga before I even knew it was a thing. Ate right, never smoked. He died at 57. Some may call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. I simply see it as his body responding to subconscious input. At the end of the day, all of the self-care and healthy habits we take in don't make a difference if they're in conflict with our internal belief systems. This is really emphasized by a well-known phenomenon known as the placebo effect. A placebo is a substance, usually a pill or another therapeutic treatment. Well, it's not therapeutic. It has no therapeutic value, none. Yet in numerous studies, we will see that these inactive substances will actually work as well as pharmacological drugs, sometimes up to a 50% success rate. Back in World War II is when we discovered this phenomenon with Dr. Henry Beecher. At the end of the war, morphine was in short supply and the doctor ran out. A soldier came in, badly wounded, and the doctor was afraid that without a painkiller, the soldier would go into cardiovascular shock. Without skipping a beat, one of the nurses came in, filled a syringe with saline, and injected the soldier as if she were giving him the drug. Immediately, the soldier calmed down. The doctor did the surgery without any anesthetic. The soldier felt little to nothing, and the surgery was a success. Now, we've all heard of the cliche phrase, mind over matter, but where that falls short is because we're thinking of our conscious minds. I guarantee if the nurse came in and said, "Hey, soldier, all we have is a little salt water for you today, but say some affirmations and you'll be all right," the prognosis would have been quite different. The fact was the soldier already believed he was getting the drug, so his body responded immediately. If you think about it, most pharmacological drugs are merely synthetic replications of chemicals our bodies produce on their own. We just need to figure out how to get them to activate. May 21st, 2009, I taught my very first yoga class. That night, driving home from work, my stick shift two-door coupe was T-boned by a truck going 50 and a 30, blowing a red light. And then it was dark. My body was laying on the floor. I heard some noises. And the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital, alone, confused, and in a tremendous amount of pain. I tried to call out for help. It's as if my words were lost. 39 stitches to my face, a few scans that revealed 3 traumatic brain injuries, and some quite subpar tests on an array of neurological tests, or subpar scores on an array of neurological tests. I was recommended by a neurologist to go see a psychiatrist to learn how to cope with my permanent speech aphasia, memory loss, and learning disability. Overnight, I lost my ability to read and comprehend, to use fine motor skills to write with a pen, or simply find the words to express how I was feeling. The scariest thing, though, was my personality had changed. Forget road rage. I was the vegan yelling at squirrels, threatening to kill them for cutting me off on the sidewalk. And even though I know that was not reflective of how I felt inside, I couldn't find the power to stop one impulse as it arose. According to my doctors, I had brain damage, but I was lucky to be alive. I may never articulate a declarative sentence again without a stutter, but that's better than being a vegetable. My personality had changed, but that's what happens when you mess with your frontal lobe, and unfortunately, brain cells don't grow back. We've since found out that's not true, but that was the belief at the time. Basically, I got a nice, suck it up buttercup and enjoy that this alternative is better than being dead. Desperate, I tried to find anything I can do to fix myself or at least calm down. Go to the gym. Increased heart rate may lead to aneurysm and death. Take a yoga class. Head below the heart may lead to aneurysm and death. Go on vacation. Increased pressure due to altitude may lead to aneurysm and death. Have a drink. I figured I lost enough brain cells already. Stress, that basically everything I would do for stress management would kill me, therefore exacerbating my stress. I found myself in a bit of an existential conundrum. Basically, all I could do was sit and do nothing. And then it came to me. I would sit and do nothing. Brain damaged, yet still strong-headed, I signed up for a Vipassana retreat. Basically, you fast, sit in meditation for 10.5 hours a day for 10 days straight. No talking, no reading, no writing, no music, no cell phones, no moving. No moving? So for 10 days, I sat still for the most part, and I watched my thoughts. More interesting now, I watched my pain. And in those 10 days, so many things happened. Day 2, I realized I'd been sucked into a cult, and I planned my escape in the middle of the night. Crazy. Day 3.5. I mentally wrote a book on insight meditation and why everyone in the world should do it. Join my cult. Day 5. I convinced myself that both my parents died in an accident, sold their business, raised my sister, and put her through college. Day 7. I uncovered the meaning of life. Day 9. I was hungry, angry, my back hurt, and I was ready to go home. And then it happened. Somewhere between my foot falling asleep for the 50th time and planning my parents' funerals, moments of silence expanded. And in those moments, I was calm, I was clear, connected, and completely out of pain. So by the time I was ready to go home, something was evident to me. I didn't have to spend any more time thinking about how I could fix myself, but rather simply drop down to allow my body to do what it was designed to, heal itself. But I knew I did not have 10 hours a day to sit for a moment of peace back home. How could I recreate that in everyday life? The answer is heart coherence. Who here can't help smiling at a cute, furry animal? I can't. Or who has known that danger was near before you ever had evidence of anything going wrong? That's your heart working as an organ of perception, sending signals to your brain before you can pick up any information with the rest of your senses. What's amazing about the heart is it skips forming eloquent sentences to tell you why you feel a certain way and goes right to that inner 5-year-old that's gonna flood your body with some happy hormones, boost your immunity, or send you some adrenaline so you can run away. Studies show that self-induced positive emotions will increase heart coherence. Beyond that, they will enhance your brain function, stabilize your emotions, and over time, raise your body's baseline ability to repair itself. Now, for many of us, we really overcomplicate health. We think of all of the different things we can do and sometimes feel like we're not getting anywhere. The answer, though, is so simple. You simply need to quiet the mind and then get into an emotional resonance that you want to drive you. So my disclaimer on meditation is it's not necessarily easy, but it works. And you will not always be quiet in your mind, at least in the beginning. But it only takes a few minutes every day to sit quietly, watch the noise that comes up in your head, and over time, when you stop reacting to it, you'll see the broken record that's driving so much of what you do. When you can watch without reaction long enough, you will find the space beyond your thoughts. And it only takes a few minutes every day. Next, it's getting into an emotion that will boost your immune system. Love, gratitude, excitement. It could be petting a kitten, that works for me. You can go for a run. The health nuts might drink a green juice. You might be eating a slice of your grandma's pie in moderation without any guilt. The fact is, it doesn't matter what you do as much as how it makes you feel inside. That is the difference between triggering that part of your nervous system that has the capacity to heal you or not. So everyone, close your eyes one more time. Take those same deep breaths we took earlier. I promise you won't have to get up on stage again. Feel the pulsation of your heart in your chest. Now take a moment to think of something you love, something you're grateful for. Feel that sensation in your heart. Notice the experience you have inside washing over and through you. That's your body healing itself. Thank you.